Watch the uncensored moment that Will Smith smacks Chris Rock on stage at the Oscars and drops the F-bomb.
Bruh.
I just can't believe it's real. I can't believe this is really a thing right now.
This happened when we were live last night, right?
Yeah.
And we like hearing about it. Chat's like, what's going on here? And we kind of seen like a little clip of it and we're like, oh, dude, that's fake. Like,
well, chat's always on some BS.
Yeah.
But then I saw this, and this is like it feels like one of the most massive things that's happened in the last 6 months, which is hilarious. Let's get right into this, and then we're going to talk about it, because I have some strong opinions about this one. I'll say that.
This is some heat right here.
You know who's got the hardest job tonight? Javier Bardem and his wife are both nominated. Now, if she loses, he can't win. He is praying that Will Smith
hot as
wins.
fuck.
Like, please, Lord. Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. All right?
He's laughing.
Will Smith is laughing. Jada rolls her eyes.
One. Okay. I'm out here. Richard.
The crowd's like clapping.
Yeah, it's like so funny.
Oh, wow. Wow. Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me.
I gotta say, he handled the first part of the encounter very well.
Wow, dude.
Cringy, dude.
It was a G.I. Jane jump.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
I'm going to, okay?
Oh, it's so awkward.
Oh,
It makes me physically shrivel.
That was a greatest night in the history of television. Okay.
Right there, what he's looking to, by the way, I know this isn't like groundbreaking information, but he's looking over to his production crew.
Yeah.
Like, did one of you set this up? Are we still live?
Are we still going?
Because just so everyone knows, there's going to be an FCC investigation on this. FCC has all these rules for what can go on live TV. You absolutely can't do that. Absolutely cannot drop an F-bomb. That is the number one reason I believe this is not staged, by the way. The slap and all of that, you almost could think it was staged. When you see that first part of it, you're like, oh, ha, ha, ha. You know,
That's
they're being
exactly what I
stupid.
thought until it like panned back to Will Smith when he went back and sat down.
Dude, unless they're the world's greatest actors of all time, and Will Smith was willing to look like a man-child on live television, which nobody wants that role. It's totally real.
Dude, I think it's definitely real. It could have been something fake too, but I seen I think this was in like LA or something. The police were asking if they wanted to file a report.
They're asking him if he wanted to press assault charges. And he said no. Of course he said no. He's never going to say yes to that. Let's get into the nitty-gritty. Okay, I say that a lot. Okay, number one, the joke he made, G.I. Jane joke. He's making a joke that she's bald, okay?
Yeah.
The craziest thing that I saw was that people were actually defending Jada and Will Smith, and they're throwing out this word alopecia, okay? They're like, you can't joke about that. Jada has alopecia. She has an autoimmune disorder. Are you guys fucking dense? Are you okay, let's back this up. Alopecia, you guys, alopecia is hair loss. Every human being since the dawn of time, at some point in their life, gets alopecia.
Yeah.
Every single human that you look up to has alopecia, okay? Will Smith has a form of alopecia. Shaq, Kenny, Charles Barkley, that whole crew. Johnny Sins. Chase has got some alopecia. Chase, you got some alopecia?
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to have some alopecia pretty soon here. People are actually throwing this on Twitter like it's fucking cancer, okay, guys? There is no other side effects of alopecia other than the fact that you are losing hair, and it's slightly embarrassing. Is this where we're going to draw the line for jokes that can be made? There have been racist, sexist, homophobic, Holocaust jokes that have been made at the Oscars, Grammys, and every comedian stand-up of all time. And we're going to draw the line at alopecia? Just admit that you have Will Smith's very small, now shriveled up man-child wiener halfway down your throat, and that for some reason you like Jada Pinkett Smith, okay? What I think really happened here is obviously Will Smith and Jada had the big issue where Jada was basically cheating on him. Yeah. And she had the audacity to refer to it on live television as an entanglement, which shows a crippling lack of self-awareness, in my opinion. It was really sad to see. And you know what? They're working out the relationship. It's very difficult to work out a relationship like that. So props to them for trying to work it out for their kids and for for, you know, their public image. And I really do respect that. But clearly there are some deep-rooted issues behind the scenes, and he's very sensitive about it, because I guarantee, let's just put it this way, if there was never turmoil in Will Smith and Jada's relationship, he would never be this sensitive about it and make an absolute fool of himself on a night that he actually won an Oscar.
It's so weird to me. He was like laughing. Do you think he was just laughing? Like, oh, it's kind of a fucked up joke, but it's like, it's funny. You're like, what do you expect going to something like this?
And then
he
wife
looks
is like,
over. Yeah, he looks over at her and she's like pissed. And he's like, oh, I better do something or I'm going to get fucking cheated on again. It's like, I better step up and be the man in this shit.
God.
Not
Honestly,
actually like he thinks he's going to get cheated on, but he's
right.
like, shit, she's pissed. I got to be pissed now.
I think it's possible. I think the most likely scenario, though, is that all these celebrities that like go to the Oscars and stuff, they know that at any given time, the host might make a joke about them.
Yeah.
So they're in this constant mood of just watching and smiling.
Right.
And
yeah,
like
yeah.
half laughing the entire time, because just in case the camera pans to them. Like that joke he made was like, that was a really short joke. There was like a 3-second I don't think
It probably
Will
didn't
Smith-
register.
Correct.
Yeah.
I think when the camera pans to him is the second or two after, and then later it registered and he realized what he said, and he looks over at Jada, and they're just, honestly, they're just extra sensitive. If you're actually, you can die on that hill. If you genuinely believe you can't joke about alopecia, guys, fucking hair loss, are you kidding me?
Yeah, that's...
Can we not joke about arthritis either? Can't joke about arthritis? We can't. But this is what happens when people get older. Obviously, it's more embarrassing for a girl because girls usually have long hair. Okay, but there are girls who willingly go bald because they think it's a look. And on top of that, she's older, guys. She's not an 18-year-old who went bald from alopecia. She's an older woman who has been using an immense amount of skincare products and hair care products on her hair throughout her entire career, which expedites the process of alopecia. Can we stop calling it alopecia, by the way, like it's a cancer diagnosis?
I know,
it is
it makes it
hair
sound so
loss.
bad. It makes
that
it
is the whole
sound so
point.
bad.
People were throwing out alopecia to defend her because it makes it sound like you have a diagnosis. Have I been diagnosed with arthritis, you guys? No, you just get fucking old and you get arthritis.
The way Chris Rock handled this too is absolute, like,
Stud.
next level, so good. Because he
Stud.
was stunned, but like someone else could have just started swinging, stormed off the stage,
Absolutely.
started throwing F-bombs back, just made this like a huge thing, and he kind of just like brushed it off, like,
stud.
okay, we'll figure this out later. And dude, I can't imagine being in those like in the crowd. It's so cringe,
Don't
makes
you
your
think
skin
everybody
crawl.
was just turning and looking at Will Smith every 30
Will
seconds?
Smith, what do you
just to
think
see?
Will felt? Because then you said he won.
5 minutes later, he
won
wins
this
an Oscar. Dude, and his speech is just utter nonsense.
Yeah.
Because he's so flustered and he realized, basically, like he had already gone through this wave of holy shit, I just made a huge mistake. And then he is forced to go on stage right after that and give a speech. There is no universe. Die on that hill. If you guys want to die on the hill that the joke he made crossed the line, go ahead and die on it, because you are Charmin ultra soft.
Yeah, never go to a comedian show ever. Don't watch anything to do with
You could
comedian
make
shit.
the argument that it's not a stand-up comedy show. You know, it's the Oscars. I will say two things. These are really my concluding notes. Is number one, I would never have ever in my whole life watched the Oscars if it wasn't for this. So if this was a publicity stunt, great job.
Yeah.
And number two, that joke right there would have been relinquished to existence. It would have gone to the past and no one ever would have remembered that joke 5 minutes after.
Oh, yeah.
If Will Smith had not done that.
Yeah,
That was
100%.
the most mild 4 out of 10. You're not crossing the line. You're not even close to the line. You're like 100 miles away from the line. And nobody would have remembered that joke if it were not for Will Smith doing
Dude, I
this.
mean,
and
this
now
is-
he has made the joke completely unforgettable.
To pull it back up, this video is #1 on trending right now with 43 million views. This shit got posted.
Shit.
This shit got posted last night. 43 million views, #1 on trending. And you got over here, you got Tim the Tap Man going live today with a fucking thumbnail of Tim slapping Dr. Disrespect. And it says Tim the Tap Man slaps Dr. Disrespect.
Dude, and that's crazy too because that's just
Look
crazy.
at all of these is all of that. And then you got RDC, our boys over there, they already made a fucking video of it.
Oh my God, they're so fast. Mark, you're so fucking fast.
Dude, they posted it last night, remember? I was like, dude, look at their Instagram.
You're right. Yeah.
Shit is hilarious.
When a massive, iconic moment like this happens, you just have to.
Yeah.
This is one of the most iconic things that has happened in the last 6
This
months.
is
I'm not even kidding.
probably one of the biggest things that's ever happened at the Oscars.
And isn't that
Oscars.
hilarious too? Because in the grand scheme of things, it was a slap that didn't even hurt him that bad.
Yeah.
And a couple F-bombs.
Yeah.
But it was just so shocking, so cringe.
then what are
Like,
the
I feel like
odds?
I'm watching, like, this is like an episode of The Office where Michael Scott runs on stage and does some shit like that. Yeah. It's insane, and it's
And then what are the odds he goes up there and wins an Oscar and has to give a speech literally presented to him by Chris Rock?
Well, the thing is, like, I don't know. Do you think actors know that they won the Oscar already so that they actually prepare a good speech? You think they tell them beforehand?
No, because I actually just watched a thing. I don't know if it was an Oscar, but Matthew McConaughey won like Best Actor of the Year, and he said talked about how he didn't prepare a speech because he didn't want to be insinuating that he was going to win type thing.
Oh, he didn't want to prepare a speech so that he was telling him he wasn't going to be telling himself
that
won.
he was won. Yeah.
Okay, so that would imply that
So
they
that
don't
means
know.
he didn't.
Okay,
know. Yeah.
that makes sense.
But this could be different. I don't know.
Yeah.
It would make a little bit of sense, so they could prepare. But also, some people just come in and prepare no matter what.
Dude, I'm looking at these super absolute cuckold journal articles. Here's one right here from some just absolute cuck journalist. Here's what Chris Rock reportedly said about Will Smith's wife. What do you mean what he reportedly said? You fucking idiot. The tape is right here. You can see. What do you mean reportedly? We all saw it. You can see exactly what he said. I don't know.
Let's just watch it one more time.
Oh, yeah. Well, dude, I can't actually. It's too cringy.
Lord.
I can't.
Jada, I love you.
Her face,
G.I.
she
Jane
rolls the
2,
fuck
can't
out of
wait
her
to
eyes
see
right
it.
here.
Yeah,
All right?
she gets pissed right there. Oh, yeah. Yeah, she's pissed. That's why I think he's seen her do that, and he's like, what? He's like, what?
That's what he did. I mean, he's
okay.
even referencing how he
I'm out
knows.
here. Uh-oh, Richard.
He called him Richard, like King Richard.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Damn.
Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me.
That part of the moment, he did a great job
Yeah.
handling. It's after. You know, he fumbles the shit out of his words after, though. Like, after this.
Wow, dude.
Yes.
It was a G.I. Jane
Who's this?
I recognize her from Black Panther.
jump.
I don't think she's...
Wife's name out your fucking mouth.
I'm going to.
Yikes,
okay?
dude.
Dude.
Yikes. I can't, dude. That's so embarrassing.
I just think Will Smith was just a little baby back bitch for that, in my opinion.
I think he is, yeah. The place where I empathize with him is the relationship thing.
Yeah.
Just so much is going on between him and his wife.
Yeah, you never know what's actually going on. So I guess, he's might have having a really bad day, whatever. But
winning an Oscar, having a bad day.
Dude.
No, I empathize with the fact that things were tough in his relationship, but it's almost like you're sacrificing your own mental health just so that your public image of having this relationship with this person and for your kids. And
Right.
I don't know. I don't want to dive too deep into it, but he looks like an absolute man-child. W for Chris Rock, though. And
Yeah.
it would have been an imminent, unstoppable W if he hadn't fumbled out his words after, but he was so... to make a guy like Chris Rock so flabbergasted that he stumbles on his words,
Yeah.
You got to do some shit.
he might have thought he was getting pranked or something, when he
just
looked over.
play it, dude. You can see him. He just doesn't even know what to say.
Okay.
It hurts so bad to watch.
Greatest night in the history of television. Okay. Okay.
And then, they don't even show after. The 20 seconds after that, he's like, we're here to give out a documentary. We're here to give out an award for a documentary.
Oh.
Yeah. All right, boys. We'll close it up like that. Alopecia. It's hair loss. God, I'm sick of hearing that.
Get a clue.
Get a clue.